Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. Again, it's raining today. I am coming to you very late today. I don't even know what time, actually. Looks like it's about 10:14. I slept in this morning, and I'm glad of it. It's a very rare thing for me, and I hope you guys got lots of sleep and feel rested. Especially rare for me during full moons, in which I typically never sleep. So I'm glad to get the sleep. I hope everyone is feeling well and doing okay. I know many of us are disabled and have our health issues, so I'm sending out lots of love and light to all of you. I was super excited to have two people I hadn't met last night in our live chat. I'm sorry about the time mix-up, you know me. If you know me at all, you know my brain gets a little crazy. So I had totally spaced the time change. There we go. There we have it. But I did luckily get to meet Carrie Bishop and Tracy Tester, and I was super, super excited to meet both of you. And it was a joy to chat with both of you last night. So thank you for showing up to the live. And I'm hoping that next week there will be more, and we'll get to meet more and more people, and more people will get engaged. No, I'm more than hopeful. I see it happening. I think we're going to manifest that as time comes. If you're new to the channel, please click that button, subscribe, hit the bell so that you'll get notifications of any new videos. Please give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down as we go along. Today, I decided to talk about what we do with information when we get it. And I think it's a really good time to talk about it because there's a lot of information coming in about a lot of different subjects. And how we decide to process that information and what it does to us internally is really important, and how we digest that as people, because that can have a big impact on our health, on our mental health, our physical health, our spiritual health. It's more important than most of us realize. So I thought I would address that today. And for me personally, that has been a really, really big lesson about not internalizing external information, and then also not engaging a lot with other people who disagree with me if they're not willing to have a real open dialogue about it where it doesn't become conflict. Because I love to have conversations that are stimulating with people who don't see the same way that I do about everything. I think that that's great. Like, I love to engage with people that don't have the exact same point of view. I don't like to live in a vacuum. But I'm not willing to have arguments with people, and I don't think that people have to see the same way I do, and I don't want to be in a discussion with somebody who thinks that they're going to force me to see the same way they do, because it's counterproductive. And when it becomes emotionally violent discourse, that's unhealthy for me and for that other person, and I'm not willing to engage in that. So what I want to do today is talk a little bit about how we use our discernment, and how I use my discernment more than anything. And then maybe if it works for you, you can take that on and make a decision for yourself on whether or not that's what you want to do in your life. But this is the model that I use a lot when it comes to taking in information. So I'm going to use a couple Hello, Saturday morning. A couple of different examples for you. One is the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict that came down yesterday. Now, that's a really big hot button issue. And I could, if I let myself really go there, have a lot of really big feelings about that. But I don't see where letting myself go there serves anything. I'm a 53-year-old woman with a lot of health issues sitting in a little house in Mexico. So here's the model I use. Can I do anything about it? First question I ask myself. No, is the answer. So let it go. That's what I tell myself. And I have to really let it go emotionally. I can't do anything about it. Second question I ask myself, if the answer had been yes, then is okay, what can I do? And then do something, take an action towards that. The other question I ask myself is, does it impact my daily life? And the answer is no, it doesn't. Also, let it go. There are so many influences out there between news media, social media, Instagram, Twitter. Some of you know, the newer people may not know, I don't do social media like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I literally am only on YouTube. So I don't watch the news for a reason, because all of that information for me as an empath is really hard on me physically, literally. If I take in that information, it really beats me down. It feels abusive. And so I don't pay attention to it. I still get plenty of it on YouTube, which is too much, 90% of the time. But I make choices around like how I'm going to feel about that. And that's what we're talking about today, about healthy ways to ask ourselves, like, what am I going to take in? What am I going to take on? And how am I going to deal with it? Some things I do make choices to have big feelings about or have emotions about, because we are emotional creatures, and we do have feelings about things, right? And I'm not saying I don't have feelings at all about the Rittenhouse trial. I do. But how big they are, or whether or not I'm going to go out there and express them with other people and get real involved and be a keyboard warrior, all of that, that's a different thing. So to say that I'm completely emotionless would be untrue. So I'm going to give you an example. I have a dear friend who I really, really respect and love, and she lives here in Mexico with us, and she's also an American. And she has a lot of really big feelings about this trial and the verdict. And she took to Facebook, and Donna is on Facebook, and there is an expat page here locally. And so she took to it this morning and apparently wrote a lot of her feelings freely all over it about this, and kind of raged. Well, a lot of people disagreed freely. And so now there is a big stink happening around that. And so what I see, and this is just my opinion, which is just my opinion, and it doesn't matter either way because everybody's got an opinion, but what I see is that now we have a lot of people who are going to be walking around in this beautiful place, really angry about something that happened in Kenosha, Wisconsin, that they can't do anything about in the Yucatan in Mexico. And so they made a choice this morning to be really, really angry about this thing that they can't do anything about. And that was a choice. So I'm not judging it, I'm just saying that is what they did. And I don't make those choices because I don't want to be in that energy and doing that thing. My choices are different because what happens to me emotionally, physically, spiritually, when I make that choice is not good. So from an emotional standpoint, I become depressed. Physically, I get sick. My body suffers for that. It brings down my immune system, which creates often seizures. It can create all kinds of different issues inside my body. I can get a cold. If I don't get a cold, I do end up with seizures. I become more forgetful. I often have more trouble communicating. I don't sleep well. And then spiritually, often I don't communicate with my guides as well. I am less connected to spirit because I don't have as clean of energy because I'm in this heavier, denser energy because anger and judgment and anger and judgment are a denser energy, and they tend to sit heavier inside of us. But when we can release those energies and let them go, we vibrate higher, and their light, then our light energy can vibrate higher, and we're able to vibrate closer to spirit and to source, to God, and we can connect with our spirit guides better. So for me personally, those are choices I make because it's really important to me that I stay super close to source because that's where I'm happiest. I'm happy when I'm close to source. I'm happy when I'm able to communicate with my guides. I'm happy when I'm able to be in meditation and prayer. I'm happy when I'm able to push out kindness and compassion. I'm happy when I'm able to live my day-to-day life with my animals and my wife and, just kind to my neighbors and kind to all of you and doing what I feel is my soul's purpose, which is just being kind. And so if I'm not in that heavy energy and I'm not depressed, then that's what I get to do. So that's how I choose to digest information. When it comes in, I ask myself those simple questions and I try and digest it in that way. And let me tell you, I always told you, I'll be really honest with you, I'm not perfect. It's not to say that when I first get that information, I react perfectly. I don't. I don't. It takes me a minute. I have normal human reactions to everything, just like everybody does. And sometimes I get mad, And then I have to deal with that mad, let it go, or I may get sad, or I'll have all those things that come up, and I have to talk myself down, and I have to talk myself out of it, and I have to release it. So no judgment. I don't, we can't judge ourselves for those things either, and that's really important. I don't judge myself. I encourage you to try to not do the same, because, I have been known to rant and rave around this house about all kinds of things and have to talk myself out of it for many, 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 many issues that have come up over time, and remind myself that it's not healthy. It's not emotionally healthy for me. And sometimes Donna has to remind me, like, whoa, this is not serving you. Sometimes I forget, and I'm lucky that I have someone who reminds me. So I'm not a perfect human being. None of us are. And I really want to be honest and transparent about that. There are no perfect human beings here. We're all practicing being human. And that's just the way it is. So, I'm still practicing with you. Like I said, we're all on this journey together. And I just encourage you to give these things thoughts. And the other thing is, I encourage you, if you will, if you're willing, before you hit that keyboard when something happens, to just take 3 deep breaths and ask yourself those questions. And also ask yourself, before you type something to another person, is it helpful? Will it make a difference? And whatever you're saying to that person, is it going to help that person? Because there's been a lot of talk lately about the impact of online bullying. And some of you know that my other channel was shut down because of an incident that happened to me. And recently a YouTuber did end her life due to that. So words have power. And I just encourage all of us to stop, think, breathe, digest, and remember that we're all human beings at the end of the day. And in the eyes of God, we're all equal. And we are all valuable. All of us are valuable. None of us were born bad. Life, circumstances, the things that happen to us, our traumas, all of that create a lot of things. And the more that each of us contribute to things adds to that. So let's contribute to the good. Let's be kind to one another. A smile, a gentle act of kindness, any little thing. So go out today and be kind, because we're all worthy. We're all creations of the Divine Master. God does not make junk. You're all beautiful. You're all worthy. And I love all of you. Thank you for listening to me today. Have a beautiful, beautiful Saturday. I wish you all nothing but joy and light and happiness and just the best. And if you can have good, healthy conversations with each other, please, please do. And if you can't, then just let it go. Let it go. I always think about the Real quick side before I say goodbye, my second granddaughter used to scream sing that song, Let It Go, from Frozen, so I never don't think of her when I say that, let it go. So, happy Saturday, everyone. I love you. Bye.